First and foremost, what we're going to be doing here is splitting up our Flash movie into many different sections. Well, we did that in our first introduction to Flash tutorial, but all of the different sections of the website were on one timeline in one main Flash movie. Well, this is potentially problematic. It wasn't really in the first example that I showed you in the previous video, and that's simply because all of the different sections of that video and of that website were all exceptionally light. There was just some text information in them, and they all weighed like 2 or 3 Ks, nothing fancy at all. However, most Flash projects and most professional Flash projects do contain sections which are considerably heavy. In that case, what we want to be doing is not sticking everything into one main Flash movie. If we did that, now for example, let's say I had 4 sections on my Flash timeline, and if we're jumping to the different sections, what we will start to realize is that if each of those sections weighed 5K, well, not the end of the world, right? The entire website weighs 20K. However, what if each of those sections weighed 100K? Well, 100K in and of itself is not the end of the world either. It still gives us a relatively nice download time, although it's a little heavier than I like to use. But if we added up all of the sections of that Flash website on one timeline, each of them 100K, then your Flash movie weighs 400K. That is way too long to have people waiting to see your Flash content. So one of the ways that we can get around this is only loading the sections we need when we need them. So first and foremost, what we're going to be doing is loading in the master level, and the master FLA is going to be what's embedded on your HTML file, and that will always from this point on be referred to as level 0. Now level 0 never changes. You never want to load anything into level 0 because your level 0, your master FLA, is the only thing that loads on level 0. If you were to load something else on level 0 after the fact, it would knock master out, but the master FLA is designed to hold all of the ActionScript that we're going to be using for all of the other FLAs as well. So when we load master onto level 0, master then controls all of the other SWFs. So if I needed to click on the author button, I would do so, and it would then load the author SWF on top of level 0 master. I'm going to be loading these things on level 5. You could load it on level 1, it doesn't matter. And every time we do so, if I then click contact, I'm going to be replacing whatever was on level 5 with the new SWF, in this case contact. So I load something onto level 5. If I load something else onto level 5, it effectively bumps what was there before out of the way and leaves me with the new file. So let's take a look at things and see how in fact they work. Well, as you can see, the first thing you should be doing is navigating to the Killer Sites starter folder, which you downloaded when you got this video tutorial. Now, once you've done that, you'll notice that I've prepared for you all of the design for this website. It's got all of the different sections ready for it. In fact, it also has the SWFs made for it as well. Also, it's got a folder called vars, which is storing all of our external TXT files for our text for each of those sections: author, contact, Killer Sites, and portfolio. And in fact, there's also a styles folder which contains the styles.css style sheet. We are going to be controlling this text with external style sheets as well. So at this point, what we can now recognize is that we have all the different sections of our movie. If we go to Flash, I'll show you a little bit about them. Here, this is the master SWF. You'll notice, let me just shut this for a second, so you have a better idea of what it looks like. You'll notice that this is your master level. There's nothing else on this level. Everything is in place. The only things that we do see here are the background layer, which incidentally are all these little boxes, and of course the logo that was here. Then there is a layer for B text or button text. All of these buttons that we have here are always going to be on the level 0. You could have put them on another level, but I'm keeping them on level 0 to make things simple. And they will be controlling the loading of everything else. At the same time, we've got an A for ActionScript layer, which has nothing on it at the moment, but we will be placing stuff on that very soon. So that's your master level. There's nothing else excuse me, that's here. If I press Control Enter, you'll get a look at what it looks like, and notice these buttons are not in place, or they're not active at the moment, right? Nothing happens at this point. It's just a dead blank movie. It's the starter. Also, let's take a look at some of the other ones. Notice that when I'm in the preview mode, Control Enter to preview my SWF, you'll notice that this movie is exactly the same size as the master movie. However, the first 100 pixels have nothing on it. Well, let's explain why exactly that is.